Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Online Karting League. This is the European Championship, the official start of our European Championship. We are now in round 2, though, even though this is technically our first race. I'm Sean Loebscher, and I'm joined by Kyle Lawrence. Once again, Kyle, welcome to the booth.
Hello there. It's not like I was just here the other day for the African Festival, but now it is round 2 of the European Championship. Shan, what circuit are we at?
We're racing PFI tonight. Should be super fun, as always. It's a very cool track. Nice little elevation change over the bridge, and then flat. Very iconic track. I think you will know a little bit more than me, Kyle.
One of the British circuits I haven't yet had the privilege of going to, but I am looking forward to going to sometime soon. They hosted a round of the OKL Championship last year. We had a couple of South Africans doing it. Cole Hewitt was there, and Mohammed Wali. We got to watch some of that, and obviously the usual European drivers were there as well. But PFI, probably the home of most of the British karting or karting stars. You'll see a lot of videos of Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton kicking around here. In fact, there's an iconic video of Lewis Hamilton in a junior kart, I think it was, moving up the field in the rain. But as I said, at 9 minutes of qualifying, 10 minutes of qualifying have started. And I think your timing sheet getting ahead of itself. Alphonse Kiwi, is it really getting ahead of itself, or do you expect that's where we're going to see him?
Well, I guess it will be battle of the 201 and the 202, the 23 and the 24 OKL World Champions. That's where my predictions are going to be at today. But yeah, we'll see. Kyle, do we quickly want to just do a nice little track overview? I'll let you run with it. You can probably see my screen.
Well, you're throwing me out here. We've got a track overview of PFI circuit. Like I say, I haven't been to, haven't even done a lap on here yet, but it definitely is tricky and very quick. We saw a lot of overtaking out of the tunnel there in the mini classes in the Rotax series that they held recently. Some great moves around the outside. Here, a long shot into a 180 hairpin and then followed by a second one. You're going to want to make a pass into turn 7, but you've got to protect yourself then for turn 8, 9, and 10 because it's all pretty fast and it brings you round onto the main straight. So turn 12 and 13, I think, is where we're going to see races come to either, we'll see a victory from there or maybe a loss, if a bit of a last-ditch effort taking. There's that elevation Shannon was talking about. Massive jump in elevation right before you come down into the bridge. And a circuit that, from what I've seen IRL and from the videos I've seen IRL, a very bumpy circuit. Are we going to see it here in KRP? Yes, we are. We can see Oscar Paulsberg jumping all the curbs he can there, but the surface of the track, very uneven, very bumpy, and KRP does tend to exaggerate that. Great line there, though, coming onto that late apex, making sure Oscar carries the speed through, as we see Cartini now heading through that bridge. Shan, we're going to see a lot of overtaking there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think turn 1 might be a little, not turn 1, but probably turn 2, just underneath the bridge, going over the bridge. That's probably going to be a little bit chaotic in the start. Maybe the guys behave themselves, but definitely into the first 180s. That is probably a prime real estate to send your overtake maneuver and then going straight into the defense.
Yeah, that's
unless
turn 7, turn 8.
Yeah, unless you see somebody try and stick it around the outside for the inside line into turn 8. So they're going to go 7 on the outside, just try and hold it there. And then go get the inside line for turn number 8. But that's risky, because you probably will get pushed off the track, if I'm honest.
The curves as well don't seem to be too forgiving as well. So you don't want to grab too much inside apex. There's Oscar Paulsberg again through the same sector as he switches back to the chicane onto the main straight. Oh, we talk about a lot of curb use. That was all of the curb and some more. 56.2 is Cartini at the moment. He's the time to beat Ruben Mamelok in his VAR kart. Heading across the line. Where does that put him? He is up into third place. 0.3 off, 0.4 off. Kevin Zarula in his Paralyn coming to set a lap time with 6 minutes left to go. Lost a slide over the curb. Don't expect it to be a good time. He crosses the line. It's good enough for 5th, but Jason Anderson, Mr. Anderson, making his move up into 4th
Where's
place.
Alphonse and the boys? Why are they not posting their laps? Curious.
I think they're waiting for the track to rub it in. If I'm
yeah, here comes O'Grady now. Fluid on track as well. Let's just double check with the other overlay. I just want to check. Hopefully there's no bugs. Yeah, okay, no, it's correct. There's no bugs in the system. This is not the Daniel, the KZ World Champ driver, by the way. I know people's going to ask. Same name, different drivers.
I was going to say, I bought a Praga chassis. I was a bit confused there. Max Tad. It's a name we should all know from IRL karting.
The Max Tad is one of the very, very, very well-known KRP legends as well.
I love that.
It's been around for a while.
Aboard the KRP. Sorry, the KR chassis. At least it's not an all KR grid this time, Shan. We've got a couple of other brands in there. VAR, I think that's a Brittle Art, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then Praga. So a couple of other manufacturers here. I saw Paralin out the same factory as KR, or Paralin manufacturer for KR, Jake Fluitt. He was just behind our 2023-24 champion O'Grady. Seems to have lost that toe, or Alex not happy to give it to him, so he swapped over. There is Alex O'Grady. Under the bridge he goes. Lots of curve for Alex. Big, aggressive turn into the sweep. We've seen that undulation change. You've got to make sure you get a decent exit so that when you're coming over that undulation change, you're not losing too much time. And Alex O'Grady definitely looks like he's on the limit. Alphonse Kiwi, he's set a lap time 0.1 off though. So 56.28 by Cartini is good enough at the moment. 4 minutes left to go. The track is rubbering in. I think that's why we saw Kiwi and O'Grady take some time to set lap times, but they're setting them now. Alex still hasn't set one.
Yeah, that's why we're following him now. Let's see if he's going to be able to post a legit lap.
Yeah, what he does here over the obviously track limitations. You cannot cross the white line with more than 2 wheels. So if
Fluid going pole now.
There we go. I see it now. Fluid 55.990. So Alex O'Grady wise not to let him chase. Over the curb, very untidy for Alex. It'll be his first lap on the board. It's good enough for third. Only 0.1 off though. So nice and close in the top 5, separated by 0.6. Here's Alphonse Kiwi aboard the Sodi. First Sodi I've seen in a KRP.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's running the Sodi today because maybe that's just because on this track, the big billboard, there's a tribute to Alphonse for the 2023 World Championships. And he won it in a Sodi, so maybe he thought, hey, let's go. That's my lucky card. We're going to go for it because he does drive Praga in real life, so interesting to change it out.
Oh, well, it's just really in KLP, it's just the bodywork, isn't it?
Yeah, talking about bodyworks, this is probably the last time, well, one of the last times we'll see these older generation body kits on a KRP or on OKL because the new body kits are coming within the next week or so, and there's a lot of new factory paints put on them already, as well as the KF3 will probably now completely be removed out of the OKL space for the European Championship, because what comes next for OKL, we are releasing our very first engine. Ooh, big moment there, which will be the OKJ. It's in its final testing phases and it's ready to be raced on for the next round.
Fantastic to see the new modern bodyworks as well as engines come through into the OKL series. It's been a while, so it's nice to see you guys keep up with the latest updates. When I say it's been a while since we've had an update IRL. So as soon as the IRL updates come out, OKL on top of it and made sure they get on top of it early. Oscar Paulsberg into the hairpin. He goes a little bit untidy. He's down the order. I expect him to be higher up. He's down in 5th. And Francesco Cartini doing well there in second place, 0.02 off Jake Fluitt. Jake Fluitt's gone quicker, 9.66 now. And Alphonse Kiwi yet to respond. And Alex O'Grady, same there, also yet to respond. But with 2 minutes left to go, I don't see the track getting any faster, Shan.
Yeah, I mean, it could, because they came out onto the track with no rubber. So every little extra bit of lap they get on will lay down some more rubber, right? So maybe O'Grady just smashed himself into pole now.
Well, he said smashed. 9.57. So
but he made what?
0.09.
Wasn't he like 3/10 off?
In there. No, he's only 0.1 off. 1.69 off. So he's found himself
closer. He's P127. Crazy.
Absolutely insane to see 0.4 in the top 5. 0.4 in the top 5 is ridiculous. Like Jake Fluitt now about to cross the line and see if he can better that. He only has to find, not enough though, but he only had to find 10 hundredths of a second. Just behind him, Gunnar van Hamburg. Not a name I've seen. Oi, a little bit untidy there in his Ricky Flynn motorsport kart. And Daniel Vassal, 204. That's in the Praga. And just behind him, Jason Anderson and Mr. Anderson. Where is he in the grid?
We've got a really nice mix of nationalities in the event today, which is great to see. O'Grady being a Irish driver, Fluitt. Mamalok, Tad, Anderson, British drivers. Then we've got Cottini, Italian, Kiwi, Swedish, Paulsberg. Let me double check my notes where Paulsberg is from. It's really good to see though, just the different nationalities popping up. Let's have a quick look. Paulsberg is from Norway. Who else did I miss? Van Hamburg.
Whoa! Almost a grip roll there from Max Tad. A tad too much curve there for Max, and almost landed on his head.
Like Gunnar is from the Netherlands, by the way. And then we've got... Where is our Romanian? Is Daniel Vasile, or however it is pronounced. I'll get it right next time, I promise. And then another Nicholas De Erico is also Italian, so it's really good to see.
Where's Vassal from?
Romania.
Yeah, I would assume it's Vassal if it's Romania.
Yeah, something like that. We'll get it right. Promise. I promise we'll get it right. Just not today.
Send us a voice note. Send us a voice note. We'll make sure it's right the next time. The timer is out, though, and in the pits is Alex O'Grady, 55.732. He thinks that's good enough to stay on pole. It's 0.1 ahead of Jake Fluitt. Max Tad will probably be the last car to cross the line with a flyer, and at least he's been tidy over the curves. At the moment, the top three stays the same.
That's not going to count.
Very wide, not going to count. And Alphonse Kiwi's down in 4th place. Not where we expected him to be, but Alex O'Grady on pole again. 2024 European winner. Max Tad to cross the line now. And he doesn't improve. So he's down in 7th. Alphonse Kiwi crossed the line to end his qualifying in 4th. Mamalok, could he upset the apple cart? He does move up, but he moves up to 6th, just ahead of Max Tad. And I did see Oscar Paulsberg moving himself up
late
to
charge.
3rd place there. So late charge from Oscar. Cartini, can he better his best time? No, he's still 0.260. So that brings a close to qualifying for round 2 of the European Championship here at OKL. On board now with Gunnar van Hamburg is Ricky Flynn Motorsport Kart. He's on the grid and ready to go. We're just waiting for everybody to line up before we get started in this 10-lap pre-final. As always, the pre-final, just your starting grid for your final, and only the final counts for points, Shan, if I'm not mistaken.
Today it's different because of the European Championship. Technically supposed to be running the Pro League format, so pre-final counts even though they're doing a standing start. So today it's points all the way through. Did we just get somebody get a DQ? No one. Okay, just wanted to double check
I'm assuming your final points, though, are worth more than your pre-final.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Cool. So pre-final will score less than final, but still scores points towards the championship.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, 15 points on offer for the winner of the pre-final, and 25, I think, for the final. So big leap. Obviously, the most points will be in the pre-final, the final rather.
While we wait for everybody to load in and get on the grid, looking at the KR chassis in front of us, the Kart Republic. When we were at the Championship of the Future, then there were new chassis there with the 2025s, with the 2025 plastic steering wheel. The entire steering wheel is plastic.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, like even the grips are like rubber. They're not like covered. It's
trying to save weight, I guess. Or what? What's the logic behind that? That's interesting.
I think it's obviously a manufacturing. The only thing I can assume is it's a manufacturing thing, as opposed to having a full steel steering wheel that then has to be sent out to go be covered. The steering wheel's molded out of plastic and with a rubber inlay. So I would assume manufacturing-wise it's easier. A bit of useful information for everybody watching.
Yeah, and talking about a Kart Republics, that's the only kart that we haven't scanned yet. Oh, there's one. In terms of
2025 bodywork.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Because, in terms of 2025 bodyworks, the only kart we have not scanned because it's not available for us in South Africa as yet. So the KG body kit's coming out with the OTK, and that is for the seniors as well as the minis. And then as soon as the Kart Republics make their way to South Africa, they'll be laser scanned and put in within a week or two. So updates, more updates to come.
The first order is still to arrive for KR. It should be here in the next week or two in Southern Africa. And then once that happens, we'll be able to scan them and get them in as we wait for a regrid. Oscar Paulsberg, that was a late charge from him. in qualifying to find that time and get himself into the top 3.
Yeah. I see Nicholas, he's joining as a spectator. Won't be able to race because he missed it. If you don't join the server by qualifying finish, then unfortunately you'll be spectating the race. And this is what happens if you leave your updates and checking everything works for the very, very last moment. Then, yeah, unfortunately, you'll be caught off guard with some updates released by us over the last couple days for the, what was that, for the event that we had the Sunday, the African Festival. So some of the European guys not doing their updates well, in advance. So unfortunate.
One question I would ask you, Shan, is why is the grid process taking so long here?
Because if everybody doesn't go to grid, the countdown just continues counting down. Yeah. So if everybody goes to grid, it skips it. But a lot of the guys don't want to stand on the grid the whole time and then get a disqualification.
For rolling, right.
Yeah, lag spike or something. All right, here we go. That's it.
Right, we're on the grid and ready to go, waiting for the lights to go out. On this standing start, you can see the smoke from the exhaust of the carts. They're flat out on the gas, holding the brake. As soon as the lights go out, they'll be off the brake. Alex O'Grady, terrible launch there. Maybe a bit slow on the reaction time. That's giving Jake Fluid the outside line into the chicane. It will be the inside for the tunnel. Is it enough to get past Alex O'Grady? Yes, it is. Jake Fluid takes a whole shot ahead of Alex O'Grady. Cartini looking for a move past on O'Grady as well. A little bit of contact between the two of them, but O'Grady manages to stay on circuit. That gives Alphonse Kiwi the opportunity to move past Cartini. He's down the inside now into the hip, and they go. The move is done behind them. Oscar Paulsberg having to defend for his life from Max Tad. He was in third. He's down to... Oh, big send from Kiwi, and Alex O'Grady gets sent wide. It was a block pass if I've ever seen one. These three fighting like it's the last lap, and it's only the first one, and that's just giving whoever that is out in front.
Fluid.
I can't quite see. Fluid is getting a massive gap from his Alex O'Grady into the back of Kiwi. It's turned him around, but Kiwi, none the wiser, is all over the back of Cartini, still looking for the way past. So Alex O'Grady has made contact, half spun the cart around, and I think his only opportunity for a podium here is going to be in the final. He's going to have to come from the back of the field. And with drivers this quick and this close together, I don't think he's going to catch it too quickly. This battle between Cartini and Kiwi's finally settled down. It was all out for the first lap.
Oh!
Whoa!
Almost flipped it. Wow, what a catch.
That was the
pretty
catch
impressive.
of OKL. I haven't seen one. I saw Max Tad do it in qualifying, but not quite as high.
Don't you dare lie, Kyle. Don't you remember Swartkops between me and you?
Oh, correct. That was in the cart. I do remember that. That was in the cart. Good catch, Tad. That was really good. But speaking of Tad doing it in qualifying, he's not having the same luck in the race, and he seems to be closing the gap between himself and Kiwi at the moment. But Jake Fluid having it all his own way, 1.7 seconds in the lead.
O'Grady's not too far off, by the way.
No, he isn't. I expected him to fall all the way down the field.
Oh, that's a time penalty.
No, it's a tap of the helmet and a tap of the steering wheel. He knows it's a time penalty. It hasn't shown up. Has it shown up on the ones just yet?
Let's have a look here quickly. Yeah, time penalty. That's a 1 second. He should be able to get away with it, though. He's got the pace, but maybe not enough laps. That's where the problem comes.
Yeah, only 3 out of 10 laps here in the pre-final, so Alex O'Grady going to have to work hard. But Oscar Paulsberg, Max Tad, Alphonse Kiwi, and Cartini still pretty close together. They're trying to catch that gap to Fluid, but they're not doing it. It was 1.7 previously. It's now 1.9. So Jake Fluid having it all his own way at the moment out in front. They battled a little bit too hard in the beginning, these three. And that's just allowed Fluid to get away. But Kiwi, obviously thinking of the final, wanting to get himself further up the order before the start of the final. So now he's in third. He can move up to second in this race, but I don't think he's going to catch Fluid with only 6 laps left to go. On board now with Oscar Paulsberg on the back of Max Tad. He had a good run on him. Beautiful on-board shot of the circuit. This is Alphonse Kiwi chasing down Cartini. It says that he's ahead. That's obviously because Cartini now having a 1 second penalty, Shan.
Yeah, the guys are fighting their carts. Wow. Maybe there's just too much grip. The guys got their setup set with not a lot of grip on the track, and now all of a sudden there's just too much, and the guys are fighting these carts. Wow.
Oh, you can see the understeer there for the push there. So struggling to keep it on the apex. You can see how much steering angle is being put in and how these parts are bouncing around. So the setup not quite working for the way the track is now, but a lot of curve having to be used. You can see them flick that steering wheel in. Channel, I'm taking notes here for when we race, huh? It's 1st of April.
Well, which reminds me, we probably need to have a conversation on if we might want to change our engines to the Tillotson for the Masters division, just because it makes for so much more fun racing.
Yes, I vote
well, you can skiwi now.
Oh,
down the inside.
He set that up from ages ago, and he managed to make that move stick. Cartini was none the wiser, though. Great move from Alphonse. You can showing his 2023 World Championship winning potential. He was our 2023 OKL World Champion here at this circuit, aboard a Sodi. And that's probably why
technically not this circuit. It was on Formula K.
Ah, was it on Formula K?
Yeah, we just, when we released this track, because this track's got this big TV or / billboard on, we decided to put a tribute onto this track. So that's why there's this big Alphonse. I'll show you in between the two races. But yeah, I see somebody in the chat's asking, when is the OK engine coming out? In the next couple of days. We're doing our final testing.
Terrible exit for Kiwi. Cartini, is he going to have a go, or is he just pushing on? This is where Kiwi got past him, but Cartini not looking to get past us yet. I wonder if Cartini's just playing the long game. He wants to try and help Kiwi onto the back of Fluid, but with 2.3 second gap, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But this is where it's getting interesting. O'Grady's past Tad, and now is all over the back of Paulsberg, but he does have a second penalty. So he's got to get past Paulsberg early and build that second lead. Here we see a move into the second 180. Yes! It was a late decision, but a good move. It was done to him by Kiwi before, so he hands it out to Paulsberg. I wonder if Alex O'Grady is going to hold a bit of a grudge when we go into the final between himself and Alphonse Kiwi. Max Tad looks like he's benefited from that and got him past Paulsberg. So Oscar Paulsberg dropping down the order now. He's into 5th. Well, all being if Alex O'Grady can build that second lead. Moving over the side there. I think that was Kevin. Then someone moved over the side there to get out of the way.
Yeah, I think it was Zula, yeah. I think so.
As they cross the line. Kiwi up to 2nd. Max Tad in 3rd. So we're missing someone.
Yeah, there's a couple.
That was Cartini. Cartini was moving over for the leaders.
Oh,
Francesco Cartini was moving over.
Big moment on track. Yeah, we've missed that, unfortunately.
That's what I thought. I saw the KR of.
Oh,
whoa! Big move down the inside. Lock the brake. How did he hang on to that? Yeah. Great car control.
There by Ruben Mamalok.
Mamalok, the 215 cart there. The only burl out of the field. Great catch from that 216. You see the bumper? That is Cartini with a very, very damaged rear bumper. So I wonder if he put it into the wall backwards.
Yeah, it does look very, very much second-hand, that bumper. Luckily, there's no penalties for a damaged rear bumper, if that's no... Ooh! Oh, what on earth was that?
The bumper hooking the curb.
That was crazy.
That's the only thing it could have been, was the bumper hooking the curb. So the bumper's bent down, and the game's obviously picked that up and spun him around over the curb, unfortunately. So Cartini really having a hack in this pre-final.
Oh, that's crazy.
DNF for Francesco Cartini after being in 3rd place, just behind Alphonse Kiwi. Alphonse Kiwi, he's brought the gap from 2.3 to 1.9. It's 8 out of 10. But Jake Fluid, all on his lonesome out in the front there. He's being chased down by Kiwi, but with only one lap after this left to go, really. He seems to be in a world of his own and taking an easy win here in the pre-final. Kind of all thanks to Alphonse Kiwi. He was the one that started that disaster of a first lap. He was the one doing the full send moves on the 3 in front to get up into that 2nd place, and that's given Jake the gap he needed. But saying that, though, he's maintained the gap of 2 seconds to Alphonse Kiwi throughout this race. So Jake Flirt with a good turn of pace, and hopefully he'll use that in the final. Alex O'Grady back down to 5th, 9.5 seconds off. So something's gone on between those three. Or is it
is in P3, so that's time penalties.
Yeah, so it must be...
Oh, there's... Oh, just see on the background there, yeah.
Max
I was going to say, Jade Fluid was the winner of the OKL Worlds giveaway for the socials. Oh, here we go, side by side again. Some more love taps between these two. No love lost there. Maybe a lot of love lost.
No, I don't think those two will be having a beer on the same table anytime soon. That was a full send and a block pass if I've ever seen one before. White flag is out though. Last lap for Jake Fluit. All on his own. He's just got to take it easy and finish it off. 2.4 seconds is the gap between himself and Alphonse Kiwi. Alex O'Grady's moved up to third now. With that,
all the scuffling happening behind him. What I was saying, Jake Fluit got a 6-month membership with OKL World's giveaway for a socials post, I believe, and making the best use of it possible by coming into this OKL EU race and just taking the first W of the season.
The round 2, but unfortunately round 1 didn't happen due to whatever issues, technical issues that were. 2-4-2 Jake Fluit though. He's going to take the first win of the 2025 season here at PFI for the Euro OKL Karting Championship. Across the line he goes in the pre-final, scores the first set of points, and it is the full amount for Jake Fluit. Just behind him though, Alphonse Kiwi aboard his Sodi kart. In third place, Alex O'Grady. And in fourth will be Ruben Mamelok due to all the penalties. Oscar Paulsberg and Max Tad tripping over each other gave that to him basically. And Jason Anderson, Mr. Anderson, in seventh ahead of Daniel Vasile. And then our 4 DNFs, Francesco Cartini, Gurma Vandenberg, Kevin Zarula, and Nicholas Derrico did not start. Unfortunately, he didn't join the server in time for qualifying. But great job from Jake Fluit. Shan, are we going to see a breakaway like that in the final?
Well, I guess that depends on Kiwi, on his inside, if he's going to allow that or not. But yeah, I guess the problem wasn't really Kiwi in the start, right? It was more of a Alex O'Grady didn't have a great start, so it just immediately was fighting with the guys behind him trying to pass.
But Kiwi wasn't hanging around.
He was like, no, I'm not going to sit here.
Here's a move he was setting in. Like, he was sending every move he could. So
he didn't need any invites.
To be fair, so did Max Tad, and he was right up there to give it out as well. So I think, it was a bit of argy-bargy in the beginning. I think they all thought they could settle down and chase that gap, but Jake Fluit just way too quick.
Yeah.
And obviously being a new name in it, I don't think they registered how fast he actually is.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jake Fluit's been around for a while. If we're going to talk about new names, Jason Anderson, Cartini, Van Hamburg, Zula, and Vasil, as well as Derrico, they are all brand new to the OKL space at least. So a bunch of rookies coming out to play. And then the top 6 all very much well-known names in the OKL.
The usual
world. Yeah, exactly. I've just see a message on the YouTube channel here. Is there new OTK bodywork for the Mini? It will be coming out within the next week or so. I promised you we're going to just do a quick flyby here of the tribute to the 2023 World Champ. As you can see there. Look how cool that is.
There it is. That is pretty epic. I won't lie.
And then... yeah, we need to get a tribute for Hall of... This should become our Hall of Fame now. So another update on this one needs to add the 2024 World Champion in every single year. We just add and add and add. This will start looking really cool, I think. Any case, so while we give the guys just a minute before we get into it, Kyle, we've got a little bit of a parking lot track here. I don't know if you've seen this before.
I haven't. That's quite cool.
But it's here, and the guys have found a way around to get there. They come through the side here, drive around, turn in there, drive over the marshal's legs, and then they find themselves just playing around here at the back, which is quite funny.
So if it's not your session to go out, you can always go to the rookie track at the back and go warm up if you need to.
The SQ there for Daniel. Too many offenses. So the guys not realizing how strict the OKL track limits are. I know in the UK they generally don't. If there's a piece of tarmac, they'll be driving all over it. Doesn't matter if there's a track limit or not. I know that. But in OKL we're like, no. We've put the white lines there. Keep the cart inside of that. It's not a suggestion. It is definitely a recommendation.
Yeah, I watched Henry Baudet commentate on one of the British O-plates, I think it was, or a Rotax event here at PFI, and they use absolutely all of the good.
Yeah, and extra. If there's no tarmac, they'll just continue driving there and make an extra piece of track for them.
Well, technically, if all four wheels are in the air, they're technically not over the line, are they? They left the circuit
just launch it over the curves.
The line. Yeah, they technically left the circuit inside the line, and they landed back in the circuit inside the line. So, I mean, technically, if we look at it that way, but I suppose there's no way to tell the game that is. So, if you're outside the lines, you will get track limits. Too many of those, DSQ, which means disqualified.
Yeah, so the track limit. So in KRP, there's what they call checkpoints. So the track is full of these mini checkpoints. So at if any point during a corner you let's say cut the track and you miss a checkpoint, you get your 1 second penalty. So if you miss multiple, for every one you miss, it's a second added. So yeah, it becomes quite crazy if you cut across the whole track.
Yeah, I mean it defeats the point of the shortcut, I suppose, which is needed in sims. Especially where you can gain an advantage from jumping over curbs. Jake Fluid on pole here for the final of the first Euro round, with Alphonse Kiwi in second. Third place is Alex O'Grady, our 2024 OKL champion. And then in fourth, Ruben Mamelok. Fifth, Oscar Paulsberg aboard as Praga. And rounding out the top six is Max Tad. A tad off the pace to catch the gap he needed. So he'll be down in sixth. And we saw how fast our fighty he was in the first lap of the pre-final. I wonder if you're going to see the same in the final. First restart.
Yeah, at the last moment, Kevin Zula got a DSQ there. Very unfortunate, because that was such a long wait. I see somebody in the chat asking, can I buy single tracks? Unfortunately not. In OKL, you pay a monthly subscription of, depending on where you are, if you're in South Africa, 250 Rand. If you're around the European space, it is, I believe, 12 euros per month. You get access to all the tracks, all the leagues, everything that OKL hosts, you can be a part of. So, yeah, just as a FYI.
That helmet of Max Tad is gorgeous.
Yeah. Max has got some good looking helmet, and I do think this helmet was made by Mr. Kiwi. Hey, oh, I'm the wrong person. There we go. Let's change that up. Let's just have a quick look here. We'll see now. Maybe Max did his own helmet.
It is gorgeous. I really need to take a crack at doing my own.
Yeah, these guys have some lovely helmets.
Ward Racing Tony Kart there for Max Tad. Paulsberg in board his Kart Republic in the blue livery. Yeah,
so that would be the Settler Racing or something like that, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yeah, that is what it is.
It does look good in the blue, though. I won't.
Yes, it looks phenomenal. And that's a really good team. I believe they've got some proper drivers in that team. All right, can we get the guys on the grid?
Apparently not. So they're going to wait for the last 30 seconds. I didn't notice that. It's like the last 20, they all start forming onto the grid. I got an opportunity to work with Paolo Patinto from KR at the Champions of the Future. Great guy. Really, really informative. Knows his stuff. And one of the top driver coaches I've actually worked with. So the KR brand, making sure they got the right people in the right places. They're just all of these... Some spectators. Dan, where are you?
I'm not here, but I believe that is Ruben, the guy that works for us and makes our tracks. All right, here we go. Start sequence. While we were waiting, we can now start our race.
Well, you can see they're all flat out on the brake, flat out on the throttle. They're off the brake now, and the race is away. Alphonse Kiwi getting a great start around the outside. We're going to see him pulling Alex O'Grady like Alex O'Grady did in the pre-final. Over the curb they go.
Not ideal.
Forced over the curb by Jake Fluid. He was making sure he was getting that whole shot. Now Alex O'Grady up into second place. Alphonse Kiwi's dropped down the order. He's in third. Behind that, looks like someone lost it. Was that Max Tad getting all kinds of ugly? Oh, big contact between the three of them. And that's put Alphonse Kiwi in the lead and Alex O'Grady in the bush.
A lot to do once again, O'Grady.
So I think O'Grady was the ham in that sandwich. And unfortunately, there was contact between the three of them. I don't know where the fluid got out of the gas. But everybody kind of climbed onto each other. And that forced O'Grady off the circuit. Did he rejoin? It says he's in third, but they haven't crossed the timing beacon yet. Alphonse Kiwi in the lead, but Jake Fluid is not letting him get away with it. He's not helping. He's not pushing. He's looking for a way past already. So Jake Fluid knows the pace of Alphonse Kiwi. He's hanging in as hard as he can, but he's going to be looking to make a move as soon as possible. Down the main straight we go, through the chicane and under the bridge. Down the inside, Jake Fluid's already looking before they go over the curbs. Kiwi goes defensive early. Fluid looks for the cutback. He's got it. It's a left-hand. It is the next corner. and he looks like he's made that move stick. Into the right, he goes defensive. Alphonse Kiwi will have to run down the hill. Is Fluid awake to it? Yes, he is. He goes down to the inside on the white line. Alphonse Kiwi looking for the way around. He's going to come back for the switchback. Is it enough to overdrive down into the second hairpin? Fluid's ready for it, already defensive. We're going to see another cutback again. Alphonse Kiwi just using that drive down the straight. He's not close enough to make a move stick into this final sector of 12, 13, and 14. Into 13 they go, I think it is, yep. Sorry, no, I lied. This is 13, then 14. Not close enough is Alphonse Kiwi, but he was looking for a way past. These two are not trying to get away from the pack. They're fighting earlier. Jake Fluid, he's gotten himself 2 car lengths on Kiwi through the chicane. Is it going to be enough to keep him at bay into the hairpin? It looks like it.
I think O'Grady is off, by the way. Yeah, he's out.
So DNF for O'Grady, I'm pretty sure that has everything to do with that first incident. I wouldn't be surprised if it took a nose cone off.
Yeah.
Because he did get sent quite far into the barriers. Kiwi back onto the back of Fluid. Fluid goes defensive again. All of this is allowing Oscar Paulsberg to stay in touch. Down the inside goes Kiwi. Fluid wasn't quick enough to defend. He's gone for the switchback. What a cutback that was.
Textbook.
Textbook cutback. Screen grab that, ladies and gents. You can use it to teach the kids later. Through the chicane they go, though. Kiwi does have the run again. Fluid hasn't gone defensive because it's a difficult place to pass, and Kiwi knows that. So he hasn't stuck it down the inside just yet. Right, left they go. And then I'll move into this final complex before the main straight. Careful not to use too much curb. You don't want a 1 second penalty, especially in a battle this tight. And at the moment, it's still Jake Fluid in the lead. Over the curbs they go through the chicane. Lap 4 of 15. Down into the hairpin. Fluid able to hang on just one more corner. Through the right and left they go. And this is where we've seen Alphonse be very, very quick. He comes out of there at a rate of knots. Fluid saying, push on, let's not fight. Kiwi straight away down the inside, though. He's not taking any instruction from Jake Fluid. This battle is going to happen for the next, hopefully, 10 laps.
Oh, he runs wide.
Kiwi runs wide with Jake Fluid looking ever so menacing. We're not seeing any passing into this sector, Shannon. I think that's because it's basically flat out. So difficult to get down the inside. But through the right again, and then into the chicane. That takes you onto the main straight. And this is where we see Jake Fluid made the move earlier. After the main straight, through the chicane, they'll go under the bridge. Jake Fluid all over the back bumper of Kiwi. Kiwi suddenly going defensive early. Over the curbs they go. Jake Fluid's going to look to go to the inside early. Kiwi's covering it, so he goes to the outside. It's going to be the cutback up the undulation, up the hill. Oh, it wasn't close enough to have a move, but he did think about it. You saw him dart left and then come right again, but he's got the drive over the curb. Contact.
Aggressive over the curb there.
That could have quite easily put him on his head. Down into the hip and we go. Kiwi wasn't defensive, but Jake thought better of it. Paulsberg is being passed by Max Tad and Cartini.
Oh, and he flips. He survived.
He keeps it on the wheels.
Wow.
And that brings an end to the battle between Kiwi and Jake, but he just grabbed a little bit too much curb and then almost turned him on his head. Max Tad must have seen that, and he's going to have his head down to try and close that gap. Francesco Cartini, DNF in pre-final, is now 4th in the final and busy chasing down Max Tad.
Cartini was the unlucky recipient of a little bit of a turnaround in the first couple corners, I think under the bridge. He was the cart I saw facing the wrong way, so he's got a lot to do to come back into the race. And he has already done quite a lot. He's in P4 now.
Yeah, he's all over the back of Max Tad. I mean, he caught like 3-4 car lengths just in that half a lap that we witnessed. So Cartini on the move, and he is flying. He's only 4.9 seconds off Jake Fluid at the moment, because that can't be 4 seconds off Max Tad, because he's literally onto the back bumper, into the hip, and they go. Max Tad runs wide. Leader. So Max Tad's run wide. Cartini's gone down the inside, so gap to leader 4 seconds. 1.6 is Jake Fluid off the leader. So he's only about 3 seconds away from Jake Fluid, and he seems to be absolutely flying. Max Tad does not have an answer at all, and we've Oscar Paulsberg's fallen quite a far back, so I must have made a mistake. Ruben Mamelok down in 6th, Jason Anderson in 7th, Kevin Zrula in 8th, Daniel Vasile DNF, Alex O'Grady, our 2024 World Champion, is in 10th DNF, and Gunnar van Amberg, Nicholas Derico did not start. So to the chicane they've gone. Max Tad has no answer for Cartini.
There's another DNF.
It's 5.1. Kevin Zrula also DNF. So we're down to 7 carts. It's a race of attrition with 7 of 15. So we passed the halfway. as we keep an eye on this battle of third and fourth. Out in front, though, Alphonse Kiwi and
3
out in front
seconds.
by some distance.
So
Not only did he get away with a mistake there from Fluid, but Fluid dropping off as well, 2.9 now.
Yeah, look, doesn't this section we're going into just give you a proper reminder of Kalani's golf club?
Yeah,
Look at
100%. And
look at the look of it and everything. Did Kalani get some inspiration of PFI from?
I feel like they did, because if you have a look at even just the track map without take the tunnel out, it's Kalani.
Yeah, feels
so
like
if they turn right,
180 is just smaller.
Yeah, the 180s are smaller than Kalani. Yeah, 100%. I was thinking it as we were looking at the track map when we launched into it, as we have a look at 201, jump over all these curves, head down. I must tell you, the animations in this game aren't too far off. Oh, Max Tad, he's down the inside. Nice clean move. No argy-bargy, no room for a cutback. He's on the outside. He's not going to be able to get it done. But will he cut it back for the next sector? He's run too wide. So unfortunately, that cutback not going to work. He didn't see Jake Flip, but look at the OP on that. Wow.
Wow, he came out of that corner charging. He just got onto the rear bumper of Max Tad there. Wonder if Tad's... did he forget his setup? Because, wow, that was crazy, the pace out of there.
Almost on the wrong sprocket. Like, he just...
Yeah.
Look at the top end on the cart now. So that definitely might be a ratio difference.
Big gain on Kiwi there from Fluid as well, 2.7. What was it, almost 4 seconds earlier?
2.9.
3 point something? Yeah, okay. So you only get like 2 tenths. Yeah, I thought it was a bit more.
Yeah, he did lose. He did. Whoa!
Max Tad, also, same story. So the guys might be running their carts just simply too low, and then as they hop over the curb, the sim registers them as being underneath. That's what I'm thinking is happening there, because they're running really low, these carts.
Oh, he's having a bit of a conversation there with himself, banging the steering wheel, pushing forward. So Max Tad not happy with himself.
Guaranteed, Max Tad is like, I hate the KF3 physics, because he's made it very much well known to me in the past, and this will be, like I said, the last race on the OKL European Championships. Probably everywhere around OKL, I think we'll finish the South African Championship on KF because it's documentation submissions that we have to go through. But for European Championship, we'll just change them to the OKJs. Everybody will be very happy.
Can't you just piggyback off the OKN documentation already in at MSA?
I mean, no, it's just a simple document update. It's not really... It's just need to get approvals, and everybody needs to vote for it. But I guess everybody will probably vote for it. But it does make the divisional championship difficult because there's no rolling starts in the divisional championship. And it's going to be difficult to get those OKJs on a standing start, really.
Fair point. Fair point.
But we can change the Pro League. First Pro League was postponed, so we can still make that change.
It would be nice to do the Masters on Tillerson, just give us a little bit more time.
And it's fixed setup, so it's literally arrive and drive, get out, and just dice, which will be fantastic. Yeah. There's more Masters coming along. Oh, Fluid getting all over that curve there.
That curve is... this track in the rain must be absolutely insane to drive.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the chassis must be flat by the time you come in.
Yeah, but just the way these guys also jump over curbs and stuff, I just don't think they care for chassis. It's like one race, new one.
Well, they do run a lot of chassis protectors. I've seen so a lot of fiberglass chassis protectors underneath to try and maintain them, because obviously when they go flat, you lose their rigidity and they don't handle as well as they used to, and they don't respond to setup changes the way they should. So that requires a re-rail, which isn't a cheap thing to do. So we do tend to run chassis protectors. The next regional for the SARMCs will be at Vereniging, so chassis protectors will be needed there. Definitely. On board now with Kiwi. He doesn't even run a micron. He doesn't need to know how fast he's going. He knows he's quick.
That's odd. Thanks for noticing that. I was like, where on earth is his logger? Okay, interesting. Doesn't need it?
No, he takes it off for weight.
Yeah.
He's obviously overweight as a driver, so he removes it.
Yeah, he's a tall gent, by the way. He's quite tall. So it makes sense. Needs to remove every bit of weight that he can. Even though Karapi doesn't necessarily care about that, but hey, that's simulation.
Maybe he's figured something out. Maybe in the sim it takes that kilo of the micron away, and all of a sudden your car's slightly quicker in a straight line.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
This side helmet view of Alphonse Kiwi on a lap through over the main straight. We go head down, so we can't see very much, but then we'll head into the chicane. Jump the first curb, take a lot of the second curb, and again with the third, straighten up from the brakes into the hairpin, early on the power to drive it up the hill. You're going to want to open the steering wheel, get as much drive as possible, and widen the line for the left so you can flick it right while keeping your foot flat. Don't want to use too much curb, and don't want to end up with track limitations. Down into this hairpin, hard on the brakes, turn the cart in, early on the power, open up steering wheel as fast as possible, straight line it to where you want to be on the brakes again, back on the power, open the steering wheel, there we go. Make it as free and easy as possible. The less you turn the steering wheel, the faster your cart will be. More curve on the exit there of the right hand, and now into the final sector. The double right.
Fluid now on the fastest lap as well. So Fluid's now starting to find pace. A little bit too late.
He's been taking a 10th out of Kiwi every lap though, to be fair. So it was 2.9, it's now down to 2.5. We'll see what it is when you cross the line again. Alphonse Kiwi's crossed the line. We wait 2.5 seconds, 2.7. So Alphonse Kiwi, we were on board for probably his best lap of the race. He's opened the gap now to 2.7 seconds ahead of Francesco Cartini. Max Tad, DSQ.
Too many offences. He's not going to be impressed with himself there because he was in a really, really good spot.
We have literally lost half the field.
Yeah, survival of the fittest, yeah.
Definitely a race of attrition. Into the hairpin goes 216. That's Cartini. Francesco Cartini. On the podium from a DNF in the pre-final. So a great move from him. No points in the pre-final to third place points in the final. Will do good for his championship in here in the European OKL League.
Well, it depends at which point he got a DNF, by the way. If he's done 2/3 of the race, he can still score points. I hate having to go and calculate that, but yes. He can still maybe score like 1 or 2 points. Every point will help by the end of the season, I suppose.
Last lap now for Alphonse Kiwi, 3.194 seconds out in the lead. So Jake Flirt just let off a bit. He wanted the fastest lap, he got it. Is there a point for the fastest lap in the series, Shan?
No.
So
none whatsoever.
Fastest lap, but the fastest lap nonetheless for Jake Flirt. So he had the pace to run with Alphonse Kiwi. If he didn't make that mistake, who would have known what the end result would have been here? He was the winner in the pre-final. He's second in the final. But right now, the first final of the European OKL League was going to go to bar 2 corners. Alphonse Kiwi aboard his Sodi cart across the line for the final time here at PFI for the 2025 Euro Series. And it goes the way of Alphonse Kiwi ahead of our pre-final winner, Jake Fluid. Third, Francesco Cartini. In fourth will be Ruben Manilok, showing that consistency matters as he heads across the line with a great finish again. Good in the pre-final, good in the final, and that will set it up nicely for the rest of the season. Jason Anderson, Mr. Anderson, didn't take the green pill this morning, he took the red one. So unfortunately, he crossed the line in 5th place. With Oscar Paulsberg aboard his Praga in 6th. Sorry, so 5th for Anderson. 6th for Paulsberg, and that rounds out the only 6 finishes we had of the 12. But on my list here, 7th place was Kevin Zarula, 8th Daniel Vassal, 9th Alex O'Grady, 10th Gunnar van Hamburg, 11th Max Tad, and in 12th place Nicholas De Rico. Still shows it did not start because unfortunately he didn't make it in time for qualifying. And that brings the close, Shan, to the racing action of the Online Karting League Euro Series. When's our next round?
1 second, let's grab the OKL full calendar. Next round will be in 2 weeks' time for the South African Championship, round 2, Kalani. Then a week after that will be round 3 of the European Championship, and that will be at Genk, where we hosted the OKL Worlds last year. And then after that, we'll be starting round 1 of the OKL African Championship at ATCM Mozambique, the 15th. And then another 2 weeks later will be Pro League round 2, Kelso Scribanti. So a lot of racing to go. We've only literally just started this championship. So, yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, the gents couldn't keep their carts flowing or facing the right way all the way through. But some good racing nonetheless. Obviously, at the end of the race, a little bit of a mistake there from Jake flew it. He was just using a little bit too much of the curb, and he fell back, and that was all that Kiwi needed to be like, I am out of here. Alphonse Kiwi just showing his pace in that Sodis. The Sodi card definitely, Kyle, showing... is definitely Alphonse's lucky charm. Every time he races that card, he's really good in it.
Yeah, I'll probably see him again at the next round in the Sodi. If it's working for him, why change it? But a great racing from all of our Europeans. Again, 12 entries. Hopefully we'll see more at the round 3. But next time I see you, Shan, we'll be in the commentary booth for the first part of the South African series, the round 2 at Kalani. And then I'm going to get in the cart and give you a hiding at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess that's your take on it. You gave me a hiding the last time, so it's hopefully my turn to return the favor. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We definitely will see this European Championship grow. There is over 24 entries in total, so we just need to get the gents online. Of course, life happens and they can't always make it to the races, but we'll definitely keep growing this European Championship. Keep an eye over the next couple days or week for the new updates coming out, the body kits, the 2025 body kits. I know everybody's eagerly been waiting for that, as well as the OKJ engine from the OKL space, and that will also come with new tire physics from our side. We thank you for your time, and thank you so much for tuning in again. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Kyle, Lawrence, for entertaining everybody and including me. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks' time for the next race. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.